Alright, this video has been 2 weeks in the making now, and yes, I am guilt tripping you to watch it. Or you can press a few buttons, type a few letters in the comments. Okay, now I'll stop guilt tripping the ones that did do it. It's Tuesday, 1 PM, 2 weeks ago. It's music time. So, trailer song, the first full track for the Extra Human OST is available yesterday, and will be the music for all my videos from now on until I make more. Woo! Linked in the description or iCard, mayhaps. So go watch that first, or be super confused about what I'm talking about. That's also okay. So for them returning peoples, or who have already seen it, thank you very much. So I slap Soundtrap to wake 'em up, and this is the platform where you can make music for free. And this sounds like an ad, but I'm actually about to tell you why it sucks. Because as long as you're okay with a preset amount of loops available, or if you have time or an already humongous brain, you can dissect the piano roll and record stuff yourself, but I wouldn't have found Soundtrap if I had money. However, this is the best free music making software I know of, outside of a DAW like Audacity. But you kinda need instruments for that one. But good luck getting the sounds you want, like a nice bass or juicy distortion. One of them is paywalled, and I'll shut up about my minor annoyances if you sponsor me. Then I'll send my problems emailed directly to you so you can fix your thing. I'm talking to you too, Unity. So I went into the minute-long trailer I made before and I found a guy saying that you can save a project as a new file and then edit the copy of that file. Awesome. I just got deja vu. Cool. Make tracks copyable, Soundtrap. You got this? Now, I is no musician. I can't play any instruments, and how do I even start this? So, I love Ratchet and Clank. Anyone that knows me is like, again. And I saw this.
The Ratchet & Clank series had the best soundtracks ever. Screw you, Hans Zimmer, freaking John Williams, who?
Please go watch that if you like Rack at all. And the composer behind it, David Bergeau, made a soundtrack bolted together. The dude literally went, ooh, yoink. And, making music for a few decades means he can get this tiny little needle and go connection through all of them, and connecting that it's tritones. And Asta, did he get that from Young Justice's Robin? Feel the Asta. I'm assuming by binging the OST 20 times, he spotted it. Then I saw Metallica S&M, so I know what I want the music to be now. Oh yeah. Now you may recognize this piece from Extra Human. This is now the starting hook. But who agrees it doesn't quite hit the beginning yet? Yes, you're right. So, testy, and
Your usual Ratchet & Clank track starts off establishing the short main melodic theme of the level. So basically these themes play whenever Ratchet first sets foot on a new planet and the camera is zoomed way back to show you the visuals. That way you instantly connect the music with the level you're on.
Hook 2. Wow, that's really nice. Not too many bass, not too slow, built-in tree with that build. Very nice. Now, binge YouTube videos, research to see what I want the second part to be, and it's missing some, structure. So, listening to Groundshake from Dirty Radio, I light bulbed. They go intro, main part of the song with about 2 instruments and vocals, and then go straight into developing the supporting elements as a build. And guess what, peoples? I can use footage because I'm commenting on it and studying it, which counts as fair use. oh yeah. And I realized the people that made this song really have the main part of a chorus of the song, and that's about it. So the rest of the song just supports this main part. Then they go wee with attractions and smoosh everything together later. And like Asta's analysis, after the chorus, they
transitions into a B part typically somewhere after the 40-second mark. He usually does this by dissolving the harmonic, rhythmic and melodic content of the main theme. The drums lose some of their intensity as the instruments just kind of meander around the ideas of the main theme, sometimes even foreshadowing the coming B part,
with vocals slowing down the thing and giving a nice break. And so I'm not directly copying their method. I'm going to tell my own story and deviate into the rest of my song. But these people go straight back into the chorus. And it's a really good song, but this is why I got bored of it pretty quickly. I am one of those peoples that listens to songs on loop 100 times over, and because brain science, eventually I got bored and find new songs coming back to the originals like a few years later. But anyway, then Groundshake, like Asta pointed out, with Bergeau, goes into a B part. But then Groundshake goes straight into another build with different lyrics and into the chorus again. The vocals really help keep it fresh throughout the song. And then they hang on the chorus for a little bit before the song just ends. So, copying Ash's homework, I create. And I noticed the build is getting really repetitive, so, Groundshake keeps the same core element too, but takes away a second instrument, while the supporting elements create a build on top of that. Well, I'm still gonna snap the core loop for mine, but I bring it back really, really quickly so I can tie into it later. Groundshake is actually just good old layering. Oh, hold on. It's synergizing. I'm hearing an instrument that isn't even there. Cool. But with an emphasis on the core and a detraction from the lead guitar as the chorus builds, it actually fits the theme the whole way through. That's why the trailer song is so good. I hit the nail on the head with theming. Nice. But I need that for theming, so either push him up the build ladder, like Groundshake, or do something new, like a break in the middle for hype. Let's try out this music plan, shall we? Metallica S&M, Exod royalty cover, and this girl with the electric violin. I didn't even know she existed. Mia Asano. This type of stuff is a massive support and makes the first theme so much more of a team and draws out the themes really, really well. Problem, that does not sound right. So an hour later, closer. Why does it fritz out? Okay, let's go more. A day later, I changed stuff and that didn't actually add anything. So, bye. Into the bin. I shall relying on the atmospheric nature of the first part, but I need to add more things to play with. So I guess I just keep playing around. Groundshake again, noting how it builds at the 15-second mark. This guy goes with adding a focal point on the vocals, so the song can get away with a whole bunch more loops. And then adds a bass beat to let the main part of the song just loop in the background all over again. But it does tie everything together. So for me, I add the serenity of standing in the storm feel of royalty with the build of Groundshake. And then I found out that volume equals hype. See what I mean? So as I said, Bergeau was able to make the bolted together feel of the soundtrack because of his use of tritones as elements tying together everything. All of these different genres through either dramatic, comedic, or jazzy tritones. So, pop, rock, metal, and orchestral. They're all basically the same, but they're on completely different opposite sides of the spectrum. Hehe, I'm in there too. So let's go to S&M, because it's been done already, and I don't know, the sound, the rhythm. I've spent an hour looking for elemental ties to be pointed out for analytical videos and blending songs, so I'll find them myself. For metal and orchestral, at least, it's like it's so far away that it's actually really close, melodically, like two different sides of the coin, or like a string. You just loop it back together, and it's right next to each other. And apparently Mozart was the first metalhead, and okay, Symphony for the Lost, whoa, amazing! Now, how do I tie it together? Oh, them phantom notes I heard before. Yes. I am slowly learning about music theory from Asta, like how to tritone and chord progressions. I do not know how to do that. Alright, I'm just gonna do what sounds good. Just like everyone else before they taught others and made school. Now, how to fade. And here comes the part where you all know, assuming you watched the trailer. So more research has happened, dissecting Bujo's music myself, because different songs means different structure. And the stereo remaster, what? Go watch straight after this. It's really, really good. So I did intro and the main drop. Now I need to dissolve into a break, leaning against Bujo. He wasn't there. And transition into the big boy. I'm going to treat this more like a thematic recap. So I distort the main melody by adding bass back in there and sprinkling in a little bit of violin with some core melody flavored sprinkles, before using the main drums to add an element hype. But that drop is way too much of a difference. And why does the recording crap out every time? Soundtrap, what is going on? Don't dump all the stuff to my CPU. The computer kinda can't handle that. Okay, so Bujo just dissolves and walks around his themes before building back up into the B part, where I have just chilled and then dropped. It's a very good tease and it works for dissolvation and a little build, but there's no recap or foreshadowing, which is mostly optional. Alright, turns out doing what sounds good actually works really, really well. Then paired with my own intentions, and there is a dimension of sparkly stuff I could add, but check it out! Nearly sounds like it's playing in reverse, which is cool. Like you're coming back to the beginning of the story. Anyone recognizing the infamous crossing here? Speaking of, add the prototype soundtrack to your watches right now, because I am totally crossing this version. It's so good, and I should make a little depression phase. Like a melancholy. Hold on, melancholy. That's not YouTubers. You lied to me. That's what that means. It'll be a dark, somber tone, like Prototype's Alex theme, which is actually pushed by the violin and cello rhythm, while the other elements, like in Groundshake, serves as sprinkles and supports the soul-searching and moody type of feel, which I'm going to use and make it become more funk and powerful with that Delson feel. Alright, we got down. Then we're gonna rely on the orchestral thing even more. Like, wow. And that goes into Infamous Yell Body, which then goes nicely into the trailer section. Oh yeah! See, I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. Now we make, oh, my brain go, yes, the Alex theme, that sounds so good. Okay, let's try adding some chords or some tritones. Swader. You know I'm doing something right when I find the Venom notes. And wait, Proto what? Ah, while I was getting ready to record that, Jupiter. Okay, this is awesome. I even found the Eldorado thing. But I don't know how to go from high there to dark with the transitions. And oh, I just found the sad part from the Spider-Man game after May. I'm just going to ignore all the beats I found that have previously been created now. So we got Distortion, then go up into Despair with some foreshadowing for the rest of the track. This is weird. It's like an audio puzzle, fitting everything together how I want it to fit. And finding the right ties between the different supporting elements, and then finding the right notes to do that. It's not like a logical bug problem I can show in the video. It's something I have to listen to and experiment over and over again and then compare the results, which is weird. But these small things in the ties is taking a lot of time, and what do you know? Breaks help a lot. Now I've got it. And now for the real thing. Pairing metal with orchestral. It's missing some high tones anyway, and it's taking a while to figure out the right instruments and the tune. Okay, it's still a little messy, but better. Oh, I got distracted with what this leads into and I made a more relaxed B part instead of doubling down. That's why this beat doesn't fit. Okay, hold on. There's something here. Ooh, that's better. Let me hear from Parasite the June Mitsui cover. Very helpful with its build here, and the drum section, I listened to this about 10 times over, really helped me create my drum section. And then after finding this video about layering drum beats, I ended up getting into the mentality of trying to create a beat instead of a rhythm, which is what I've been doing this whole time, and that was really helpful. I don't know why it fuzzes either, but I gotta deal with it. So unless you want to go see the full song right now, you're in this with me. Now to go, but turn it up a notch with a few tricks from the master of mixing, Bergeau. Okay, before that, I just need to solidify the drum beat. So how do a non-drummer make drum beats? I don't know how it happened before because I lost the thing, but I remember that it was really close to what was left over. So after reversion to Nearing Wing, that's good. And after hearing Ed Talante's top producers attempt genres they suck at, his pop punk attempt is awesome.
Okay, here we go.
And the drop is exactly what I need. So after listening to that about 30 times over, also watch that video because this thing is really good. And in comparison, mine is still way too tame. And we gotta remember the important tip: volume equal hype. And turns out it was a slight volume problem, but also my bass was misaligned and it didn't smack as hard as it could have. So, thank you, Ed. Now we're ready for the final piece of resistance. I need to change the main part into a metal beat instead of merging the metal into the main theme because it changes the output. So with the most recognizable part being that, now we metalize. And I thought since the other elements are the drum and the bass, that I only needed to make the guitars more metal, but that just did this. So looking at metal covers of songs, they seem to recreate the song into a metal theme instead of how I did it, trying to make the theme metal. See? Repetitive. And check this out. There's the original at the same time as my version, and with that, we have metal. I'm going to keep remaking a separate version and see how that does compared to this altered version with an extra tweak. Okay, I am proud of this now. Oh, it hates people watching it. Hopefully editing can make that work. Or it's going to suck up too much time and just... What's the ground up remake going to be like? I made the thing, but it doesn't have that slappiness I wanted, so I just pitched down the original by 2, but I still want another attempt. Aha! I actually messed it up the first time. It still sounds a little weird on its own, but here, I thought it was 1 and up, but it's actually just 2, which is kinda boring, so I tweaked it to yes. And after a bit of sprinkles, all that's left is this transition. Ooh, I should have had a break. I've gone one drop after another. Doom, 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 doom. And I need to chill before going anywhere else. And using the build to help with the transition. It's 2 AM now when writing this, but I got drum section. And the next day, bass. Took about half an hour to get right, and realized mine sounds off and too techy because it's classified as an 808. So since this isn't a real bass, I get the techie feel instead. Soundtrap, what are you doing to me? I can't make a bass, are you kidding? But the beat is close enough to experiment with. So now, to binge listen to Nebula G34 of the Ratchet OST, because that track is the easiest to identify in terms of the transitioning and sectioning. Okay, I don't know the theory of how he does it, especially setting up the melodic ending section that fades from there to this bit to the new beginning again, which is cool. But for this instance at least, he uses an element from the start to make it smooth fade in, and uses a little fill here to distract from / add to the melodic and key shift. So I bring back my bass part, took it, cut it straight down the middle, shoved it right in before adding the breath effect that I've been using throughout the whole track, which makes drum shift perfectly into there. Now the guitar and sprinkles and effects, aka the rest of it. Hold on, I was listening to the Parasite cover and there's a live action Parasite? No way! Okay, transition. I got a beat now. But the trick is going to be keeping it metal because my brain just wants to do high riffs for some reason. Okay, we got it. Now to review and edit and add some more sprinkles and wrap it up. I still can't find out the right way to do this bass, but I did figure out a fix. And then back in the middle, it turns out I changed too quickly, so half a day later, woo! Now I must retreat to the editing dungeon because it's done. The track is already out on the Eurogame Company's channel, so with the logo there, you can go watch it now or in the iCard, assuming yes. Bye bye and